What's up? What's up, everybody? Welcome to KSL. What's up, guys? Welcome back to KSL. We just wrapped up in PvT, where once again, Snow has asserted himself as the greatest PvTer of all time. Sharp looked good in one game where he managed to pull off a pretty sneaky strat. But other than that, it seems like there's just no way to beat Snow in PvT unless you're Flash.
Yeah, he's pretty tough. There's no question.
Yeah.
And Flash is the only one that's been able to measure up. Our next match is another one I'm quite excited about because, like I mentioned, we have two very strong Terrans in this group, but I don't think either are going to get out because, of course, Snow, the strongest PvT. We also have the strongest ZVT, in my opinion, and many people's opinions, in SOMA. He's the ACS champion, which is the amateur league, which is, you know, it's called amateur league, but it's actually ludicrously strong.
Yeah.
And SOMA is someone who has gotten into ASL at this point. He's someone, he basically, the way that a lot of times you measure who has the best CVT is who's doing the best against Flash. And it's SOMA. He's invented a lot of new builds lately. He's very, very strong, has a lot of great two-hatchery plays. So he is a force to be reckoned with. And he's going up against sOrry, who is an ex-SKT1 Terran, not a super popular one. He's a very strong player, though. I really like sOrry's play overall. It's just, it doesn't feel like he's the right level to take on SOMA. Yeah,
the thing is, I think you pretty much nailed it when you said we have players who are just the best in these respective matchups. I feel like this is a pretty cut and dry group in a lot of ways. You know, just taking a look at it closely here, especially because in KSL these are best of five. Best of five, it's very hard to really cause an upset.
Yeah, it is.
You know,
it is.
StarCraft 1 is a very, it's very unforgiving in this sense. You know, there's so much you can do if you get behind, if you're a better player. And unless it's something like, let's say Terran goes command center first and Zerg, for whatever reason, decides to, you know, 5-pool or something, usually you can bounce back from stuff like this. And so if we do have an upset and the Terran wins, that's really exciting. I welcome it, but it's hard to imagine a Zerg really, or this Zerg, I should say, really faltering here.
Yeah, so I would say that there are two things that are working for sOrry. First is SOMA hasn't delivered on the big stage yet. I think he still has a little bit of nerves because he's still a little bit new to the stage.
But, you know, our studio is actually kind of empty today. You know, it won't start filling up. It's about 5 p.m. over here.
That could help.
Yeah, it usually doesn't start to fill up until about 6 or 7. And so, I mean, there are people down here, but this is actually a pretty big esports stadium we're casting from. And the fact that it's pretty light right now makes me think that he's probably going to be pretty relaxed going into this, even if he was a player that would generally speaking, have a little bit more anxiety. So,
yeah, that's pretty fair. But just throwing that out there that he hasn't done that well under the pressure of the big stage yet. Also, I've seen sOrry do some really good one-base builds, which I think is a reasonable way to approach SOMA. In fact, this is like kind of a very roundabout way to explain this, but for instance, sOrry actually knocked Eon Zerg out of one of the qualifiers that we went to with like a really awesome one-base build, like a really strong one. And I was like, wow, I can't believe he's using that right now, because you normally don't see one-base Marine Medic anymore, but he does have a few builds like that up his sleeves. And SOMA recently, he's kind of the pioneer of a new build that we have in ZVT, where you're going very light on 2-base Muta to rush up to Hive and get into Ultras very quick. It's like the new form of Ultra rushing, and it's a build that, like, I was practicing a lot with Hawk in Russia on the first day there, and he was crushing me with this build. I was like, how do you actually counter that? And he was saying specifically one-base play is very, very good against it. So, I mean, I know that those are two, like, anecdotes where it's, like, not... It's like not necessarily we're going to see one base play each game.
Maybe we'll see that actually.
Yeah, I'm just saying
here.
Something like that could give sOrry a map, and then suddenly, you know, you get one map. He's going to want a glass of milk.
You get 2 maps after that.
Yeah, we're getting there. We're working our way up.
The thing is, I mean, best of 3s. Sometimes, I mean, you know, ASL does best of 1s, and those generally produce the better player anyways. Best of 3s are pretty definitive at the highest level of play, but best of 5s, man, this tournament is exceptional in the sense that you don't normally have best of 5s in a group phase like this. First of all, for time reasons, and if you haven't noticed, we're going to be here all day. But yeah, it tends to make the better player come out on top. And yeah, you're right. You take one game with one base play, but can Zerg adjust in that amount of time? Oh yeah, they can.
Yeah. Well, you see, he actually took out Zella in the qualifiers. Zella is maybe our most aggressive high-level Zerg player that we have out there right now. He is like really a specialist in rushing, but again, that kind of points towards what I was mentioning about sOrry, is that, and if people are confused, like, if you stay on one base and anyone's trying to cheese you as Terran, they are dead.
Yes.
So, just something to throw out there. But yeah, sOrry is a very, very strong player. This guy is like, SOMA is someone that in the next 2 years, I think is going to win a
Look at his fingers go.
Yeah, I know, that's ridiculous.
Can you do that? Can you do that? Can you do that? Can you do that? Look at that.
How high can I attack move? I think I can attack move up to 6 comfortably, and then after that, no.
I think I can go to 8.
Yeah, you do have.
And my feet are big too, Artosis.
Orangutan hands.
Yes.
But
He
yeah.
was practicing the 1A, 2A, 3A, 4A, and up it goes to move massive control groups around.
Yeah. Well, we're going to see what types of strategies they end up using as well, because I have seen SOMA. Like, we actually got to cast SOMA versus JYJ, if I recall correctly, and SOMA was, like, doing some throw builds.
Yeah,
he had some bad builds in there where he's like, 2-hatch lurker's good. Like, SOMA,
yeah, sometimes
you're like the king of mutas. What are you doing? It's not everything needs to be a mind game.
It reminds me of some of Dark's builds in the past. Just taking a pull from StarCraft too, where not obviously this year. Dark just won the world championship, but I mean in years past where he would have an edge and then do one of these builds that was totally unnecessary.
Well, hell, he did that against Raynor in the finals, man. It was the only map he
lost
that day.
It finally worked. Well, yeah, he finally won, but yeah, you're right. Even in that game. All right, we're going to go to Eddie for game 1, and that will be loading up now. This is sOrry versus SOMA in a best of 5 for match 2 here in Group C of the KSL.
Is it, though?
Is it, though? Well,
is it, though?
You just wait. Oh, here it is. What is that in the intro? It's like red minerals in the hull.
Yeah.
The hull of the ship Alien. Okay, cross spawns here. It is our Zerg player in the upper right and our Terran player in the bottom left.
Yeah. Eddie is our map. Now, these spawns, in my opinion, are actually good for sOrry.
Yeah.
See some fans starting to come in. Nice little sign there for sOrry, reminding people that he was in SK. But yeah, so I think cross spawns are actually reasonably good for Terran. First off, if your opponent goes 2-hatchery, it's a lot harder to get the mutas over there and actually do damage because it's a lot longer distance. And then if they're going for 3-hatchery and you happen to decide to go for like a 5 racks +1, it's hard for them to take a third because both the third locations are close to you.
Right.
So you can walk over there and pressure them a lot easier if you're really on top of your build order.
And a lot of times in this matchup, that's really what it's centered around, you know, trying to control the third.
Yeah. If you go 5 racks +1, you can deny the third. That can be game-winning. sOrry right now looks like he is going to go ahead and do a wall. There is a Zergling tight wall at this position. 2 depots with the barracks underneath. SOMA, on the other hand, I mean, most likely just going to take a quick hatchery, but we'll see. There are builds right now for very quick 2-hat play where you go gas and pool before the expand.
So we had some builds that were kind of weird coming out of SOMA in the qualifiers. Let's see what he does this time around. There really is an art to choosing the right builds on the right maps against, you know, the right players. And I think a lot of that comes down to identifying, am I just simply put better than this guy? And I don't mean to upset people when I say that, but you know, some people are just mechanically superior. If you can just go head-to-head with them, you will outdo them.
Absolutely.
Am I better than this guy? Do I need to place for him? Do I need to take a risk? If I do take a risk, what kind of risk should it be? How do I counter you know, this type of play style. And we saw someone go for some kind of weird openings that I think, granted, he's here now, so it doesn't matter that much, right? But the truth is that it is worrisome if you see somebody maybe not get to the win the best way possible, because if you're going to be a champion, you have to make so many good decisions over and over and over again while still having clean mechanical play.
Yeah.
So let's see how he does this time around and what he's going to go for. You were saying, Artosis, he likes to go for a lot of two-hatch Muta, which has gone in and out of the meta in ZVT here.
Yeah, it's definitely the strongest play right now. Two-hatchery Muta is for certain better than three-hatchery in this metagame.
And a lot of times you can grind the Terran down with play like that.
Yep.
And they just don't. It's very hard to hold off everything. Now, occasionally we also have kills from that. Sometimes we'll just have the game extend into a later game. For Terrans, one thing that's been popular in the meta, as of late especially, is this mech Goliath style where you get a couple tanks and push.
Yeah.
I think the number is 3 tanks. I might be wrong.
It matters a little bit on
Okay.
on what's going on in the game for sure, but I think you're actually right, and we're no
Hold
way.
on, eBay coming down here.
Oh, that's surprising for me.
Because I was actually trying to set this up so we could start talking about
No,
that, because I thought that's what Terran was going to do, and then
No, I
we
did
just got
too.
a shot of that eBay.
Well, when I saw the gas, if you do a full wall expand, you can actually go gas after that and have your Goliaths out in time to stop two-hatch Muta.
Yeah.
Whereas if you don't have a wall, you can't go expand gas, and it's a little bit harder, right? Because you have to protect against lings. It's just everything's too expensive to get your turrets up in time. But yeah, he's actually going eBay and Academy. So he's going to go into Bio, and he's going to get a very quick +1 as well.
Yeah.
Of course, you can't do a 5-Rex +1 here, which is normally what you get the +1 with. His medics, his stim is going to be a little bit slow. It's going to be hard for him to add the barracks on at the right time, too, because he has to spend money on turrets. But it is cross spawns, so it's a little bit hard for SOMA to keep the pressure on as much. So I think it's a fine build in these spots. If he was top left, I would really be criticizing, I think, the build as something I don't feel like he's going to hold.
Now, sOrry is actually a player I'm not too familiar with.
Yeah, most people aren't, unless you're a hardcore Terran.
I was kind of, you know, it's sort of like me with Protoss. I'm more familiar with all our Protoss players because of the way my mind interacts
and
with the game.
Any streams you might watch and stuff.
Yeah,
like,
yeah.
If you're not an actual Terran player, you don't know sOrry very well.
Yeah, to be honest, I don't watch sOrry stream.
Tournaments.
So I was wondering, does he have any kind of quirks coming here that we need to watch for?
Well, I mean, I don't know him as well as many of the other Terrans, so I don't want to act like I'm a sOrry expert. I've definitely seen more of his games than any non-Terrans probably have. But no, I think he prefers Bio to the mech plays a little bit.
Okay.
Again, I saw him do some neat kind of quirky builds against Eon Zerg in the qualifier, but that's only one match, obviously. Right. Here, like, for instance, this is surprising. To see him go right up to 5 racks in this situation. He has no turrets right now. I mean, I'm excited. I want to learn about how you can go 5 racks +1 against a 2-hatchery play.
It seems like this is also a meta build here. You know, on the surface, initially Zerg would have expected to see this mech play because it was so popular, and then to switch into this, maybe that's going to throw our Zerg off, maybe not at all. By the way, with this 5 racks style that we're seeing come from the Terran is looking to get in a fight later on in the game. The first step is to hold off the Ling Muta, which is easier said than done. The next step is to actually come out and start trying to bash the Zerg and punish them for investing so heavily into Ling Muta early on with very few drones. Now, on the Zerg side of the map, the Zerg takes the third in a very specific location. It's at the natural of one of the other spawns.
It's actually at the third
base
of the top left.
I had the map like switched around like it was in a mirror here for a second. He's taken it in a location where he can defend it very easily if he gets the right number of lurkers or gets some sunken colonies up there. And
well, it's also so hidden. It's hard to find that base because it's one of the last bases you'll actually check because it's so close to you that it's kind of like what we always joke that LZ Gamer used to take his bases, where you're like,
places
why
that
would
don't
you
make
take
sense?
This one?
Yeah.
Because he could actually probably kill it if he knew it was there.
Okay, already shoots down 2 Mutas there, kills a Ling, and we have the Terran moving across the map. And to what you were saying, Artosis, about sort of ridiculous expansion locations. One thing about this is that Terran doesn't have that many scans. They don't have that many opportunities to really try to find where the right location to look for it is.
Yeah.
By the way, one Overlord going down is going to supply block our Zerg player for a little bit now.
This is like, this group can't live, basically. SOMA, I mean, it's so far out in the map right now, but this is what sOrry wants, is for these mutas to come in. Well, I mean, what he wants is to just go in it, but...
He's killed so many mutas in this game.
Yeah.
I mean, it is kind of crazy.
Yeah, yeah.
You need to get that muta count up to a certain amount, and now he's going to be able to come in here and pounce on this base.
Man, really nice play here from sOrry. Look at that. Killing off this third is so big.
Now, he hasn't killed it off just yet, but there's more reinforcements coming out on the map. Again, it seems like every time our Zerg just gets a little bit too close, the targeting here is so good. And now he can, he's going to finally save this, but we're never seeing the Zerg really get over 8 Mutalisks.
Yeah, it's a problem.
Yeah, you need to get to about 11.
Yeah. Well,
Withlings.
He's having a hard time even just holding on because sOrry is being so aggressive with this play. He was very greedy. It seems like it was a very good choice for this game, but let's see if he can actually pull that to a victory, because look at this. Now SOMA is showing some of the things that can be wrong with it, right? You're trying to be out in the map, and suddenly here SOMA is up in your face.
Is there a sunken colony at the natural?
No.
That answers that.
Oh, boy.
Okay, so again, now supply block, the Zerg, whatever they have is what they're going to have to use, and this is a creep colony, not even a sunken colony. And actually, in kind of a rare twist here, being supply blocked and losing Overlords might be the final killing blow here on the Zerg, as you just can't get more out.
Yeah.
In fact, if he does this fast enough, he can kill the hatchery. Let's see, the mutas are going to come back, though.
Well, this is really bad.
Oh, my God, he's going to get it. He gets it. He gets it.
Oh, my gosh.
Oh, my God. Great targeting on these mutas as well. Okay, he decides it's better to pull back.
Yeah.
He needs to regroup. I wouldn't have blamed him if he tried to go for that other hatchery as well. But I think at this phase of the game, all you need is a bigger bio ball, and you need turrets like everywhere.
No, I think you're 100% correct. Like, all he needs to do right now is defend, because he killed the natural, and now that gives him a huge advantage.
Yeah.
I think he has, just standing near the turrets with the amount of units that he has.
He should block the ramp with those 2 medics.
Yes,
that's my pro gamer play here.
There you go.
Right. This is where I can just say stuff and sound smart, but I could mechanically never pull it off.
Well, I think you're good enough to put 2 medics on a ramp in a hold position.
You think so?
You know, I normally don't say such nice things about Protosses, but yeah, I think you can pull that off. Now, starting to really utilize that micro. He's going to need a lot of it to come back here. Obviously, we saw that the science facility was on the way for sOrry, so he's getting ready to get into some splash damage, which can really end the game.
Okay, nice. Takes out another Mutalisk here. And the killing blow here will be the science vessels coming out with a radiate.
Yeah, yeah.
But to be honest, we might have already seen the killing blow earlier with the hatchery dying. That's a very unusual situation where the natural actually ends up going down. I think we actually might even see the Zerg just tap out. I think Terran basically got the attack off, made the turrets. We know that vessels are inevitable. And it also seems very clear that Zerg can't do anything. Speaking of mutas, Artosis, there's been this one mosquito flying around us this entire show.
I know.
We've not been able to kill it. We've been trying to swat it down this whole time. GG.
Wow.
We don't kill the mosquito, but...
That was a really, really interesting game from sOrry.
Yeah.
The wall into the 5 racks +1. I've only seen 5 racks +1 once against 2 hatchery in the past 2 years. I saw Flash do it 1 time, and I watched just about every TvZ. So
yeah,
very, very cool stuff that he brought out here. I wasn't aware of the exact timings and everything, but
yeah,
like sOrry really pushed heavily with that first ball to make sure that SOMA stayed away from him, because he couldn't afford turrets at the time. You know?
Yeah.
He had like 2 turrets when the mutas came, but very, very well done from sOrry. That was cool.
The question now is, what will these 2 guys do on the map? We're going to go to Neo Sylphid for map 2? Looks like it.
Yeah,
okay.
You're right, definitely.
Yeah, on the map Neo Sylphid. Very excited to see sOrry do well. I was worried this was going to be a 3-0 flush out where Zerg would just crush, but it looks like we might have an even series. I do still think the Zerg is favored overall here. Not the race, I should say, but the player.
Well, I mean, I would not mind seeing this get mixed up and having sOrry advance, but to play Snow. But yeah, the next map, Neo Sylphid, as you mentioned, this is a very popular map for the Goliath build.
Yeah.
Really popular.
This might be the best map to do this build on.
You might be right. It
Maybe
might
Gladiator,
be the best.
it's pretty good.
I think it's better here than Gladiator.
I guess Gladiator, you got too many ups and downs. Here you have a flat terrain. You
I think the flat terrain helps a lot. And don't forget there's like those walls that mutas can micro on, like the area you can't see near your choke. Mutas can like sit up there and pick off bio, you know, and you keep losing vision. Whereas with Goliaths, you're just like, get out of here. Float your little eBay over there, and your ranged Goliaths just take them down. So I think we'll probably see that from sOrry, but, you know, you can really play however you want in StarCraft 1.
It's true. It's very true. We're still waiting for one of our players to join the game, but we will be hopping into this momentarily. Again, if you're just now tuning in, this is a best of 5. sOrry is up with a 1-0 lead, but that could very quickly change.
Yeah. So, let's see.
It's good to see people billing in over here, by the way.
Yeah,
in the studio. We started at 3, and nobody's off of work. Nobody's out of school at 3.
No,
but
it's like 5:20 now, so people,
I
guess people starting to siphon their way down. Hopefully continues throughout the evening. Yeah, this is, let's see. I mean, I feel like that last game, the build that sOrry did, it was well thought out and well executed from him. And what could SOMA have done better there? Thing is, normally when people are pushing extra hard against Mutalisk play, what you're supposed to do is dog the army consistently and just pick it off over time with your mutas. But I think a big part of that problem is that he had the quick +1, and he was on the 5 rack. So if you're dogging, he doesn't need to make more turrets, and he's trading better than normal with a build like that.
Yeah.
So
that's a cool twist to have a build like that come out.
Because
it's not a new build.
Well, it's a build that you see against 3 hatchery play.
Right.
And with 3 hatchery play, what you'll see from the top Zergs in the world, like for instance, if Sulky's playing against that, he's in the military now, obviously, which is why I don't call him the best CVT. He would like dog the army a little bit with the mutas, and then he'd have a big amount of mutaling come in and crush it.
Right.
Whereas here, you're on 2 hatch. You can't. The ling count is going to be very, very low.
But there was also some bad positioning here with the mutas as well.
There was a little bit.
He went into the main, started doing damage, and then suddenly this Marine army comes up and just wipes out one of the only 3 hatcheries that was there, and one was at the natural, and kind of a funny situation where I think there wasn't enough vision on the map, and also, subtly enough, Overlords kept dying, which meant
such a weird. That never happens.
Yeah, normally that's a PvZ thing where the Corsairs kill enough Overlords and Protoss just has enough muscle to do a jaw-breaking move. This time it happened in TvZ. Anyways, we're ready. Game 2, both players in the lobby. Let's see what happens on Neo Sylphid right now. sOrry versus SOMA. sOrry with a 1-0 lead. Okay, game loaded up. 12 o'clock, we've got sOrry. And if I had to use an o'clock, what is this? This is like 4:40, 4:20, bro. Nice. We did it.
We did it.
We're so cool.
You know, Pylon show today?
Yeah.
Guess what episode number?
What? Was it 420?
No.
You're like, no, it was 69.
Yeah.
Was it 69? Oh, we did it again.
We did.
Esports, StarCraft all led up to this moment. Wow.
Okay. So. Yeah, Sylphid. I mean...
You're a Sylphid.
No, you are, but what am I? Yeah. I guess we wait and see what the build orders are. I don't want to get too ahead of myself. I feel like every time I see a pro TvZ here, it's a Goliath build. So we'll just see if sOrry doesn't Goliath build here, he's probably not going to Goliath build today.
I have to think this guy knows the Goliath build.
Oh, yeah. The Goliath build is actually...
I think it's the easiest build to do, I think, in the game.
Yeah, no, if you start playing some Terran and you're like, I need some build orders, I'm going to give you the Goliath build first.
Yeah, please. Yeah.
Because it's really strong for how hard it is to do, which isn't too hard. It's like so much easier to do than like a Marine build.
It's also a very straightforward build.
Yeah, it is. It is.
I mean, there's
it's
a lot.
Pretty
there's a lot
straightforward times. There's some tricks to holding certain cheeses and stuff that can be a little bit hard.
As there are with all StarCraft builds, but
well, not really. 2 racks, you just hold everything. It's just that's why that's my build.
The thing about this build, and there's a lot of complex theory behind it, but you don't have to know that to pull it off. But I would imagine we're going to have a Goliath build here.
No, he's not going to. He's going to do a bio build. All right.
Oh, yeah, you're right.
Yeah, look at that. Okay. So, I mean, that's cool. That makes me like sOrry even more, because I don't like the Goliath build.
How dare you?
Yeah.
I thought that's a build you use. You don't do that anymore?
No, I use it. I use it.
Okay.
But I don't like it. I like bio build. Tasteless. More fun.
I love all the builds equally, Artosis.
Stimming Marines is fun, man. It's running
It is
around.
rewarding to kill stuff with Stim Marines.
Oh, you feel like you're conducting an orchestra.
You just
with
gun
the
everything
Goliath
down.
build, I'm like, ha, you didn't have enough.
Man, those missiles do have a lot of reach.
Yeah. I'm like,
Wow.
your mutas couldn't run quick enough, could they?
Yeah.
Ha ha ha. I'm better than you. All right, so he's getting a good scout off. It's 2 hatchery play. We'll see the exact timings on sOrry's upcoming buildings here. I don't expect the 5 racks plus 1 again. Again, you know, without having a full wall, that can be a little bit more difficult to pull something like that off.
So, 2 hatch layer. No shocker there from our Zerg player. By the way, this is a very good build to learn ZVT on, if you can get good at muta control.
Yeah.
Is there a YouTube video or some kind of a UMS for learning 2H muta that's modern and out and available?
I bet you there is, but I don't.
If anybody knows, can you guys tweet at us?
Yeah, we should start promoting some
sharing
of those.
some of that kind of stuff, because I feel like StarCraft 1 is very different from almost all other esports in that people are not active on forums as much.
Yeah.
Except for the people on Team Liquid that don't sometimes know the game as well. You know what I'm talking about? But honestly, like sometimes for people that are younger that are trying to learn, it is very hard to find resources. Not that Team Liquid doesn't have stuff on there, but there's actually some misinformation on there.
So, what we see right now, this is a stim rush from sOrry. There's various timings that you can get your academy and your gas at. He's actually cut quite a few Marines. That's part of the reason why we see the bunker, but you probably should anyways. Now, this means that he will have stim and medics out quick enough that he can actually do an attack before mutas are out.
But there's so many lings being made here.
Yeah.
Zerg's about to try something here. But I think the positioning, sometimes positioning against lings is all you need.
Yes. He needs another SCV, I think, in front of the bunker.
It depends on it. Okay, hold on. Yeah,
okay. Oh, that drill.
The drill is so good.
Perfect.
It's so sexy.
Okay.
Oh.
Dude, SOMA's really good, but here he is again, having some trouble.
I'm kind of surprised he did that. So we'll see a lot of these attempts done by Zergs in ZVP, but they tend to work more often, because the Protoss is a lot of times trying to get some intel or trying to pressure with Zealots. It's a little bit trickier to plug everything here. But Terran held that off so perfectly. Because if you have the right positioning, and you have, you know, if you're Protoss, it's cannons. If you're Terran, it's the bunker.
Yeah,
you just hold off the attack.
If you can put the bunker somewhere like right there, like his building placement's perfect. The depot can die to mutas later, but he has a situation where if he drills to the main with his SCVs, most of them go in front of the bunker, and then that means you can't die. So right now, sOrry is nailing his build. He's blocked all the harassment. He's got stim out, but it seems like he's not going to walk across the map. I'm a little bit surprised because he got stimmed so quick. I kind of wanted him to immediately move, because if you can force any sunkens, you're really happy.
I think he's afraid that there's more lings.
I think you're right.
This is a lot of times when Zerg try to do something very lingy early on.
Yeah.
This is actually very true for ladder, by the way. A lot of times their follow-up is to just make more lings and hope you try to attack out and they kill you then, and then they win the game.
Oh, absolutely.
And so just staying back is a lot of times your best bet.
Ooh, nice pick off on the fire bat. Fire bats are, you're actually not going to be able to afford too many fire bats against 2 hatchery muta. You got to kind of utilize your gas, get up to some sort of splash damage. So kind of a nice pick off. Of course, that's that area I was talking about that you can kind of fly the mutas over. It can be a little bit difficult. Now let's see SOMA's harassment here.
Okay, so the mutas are going to come in here. Now these turrets were just barely not done in time. Now, yeah, is he going to finish that? I can't tell if the turret's being repaired here, but there's 2 sunks set up over here.
I don't like this play from sOrry, to be honest, but...
Well, when the Lings get in there, it might be a different story.
I can't believe you didn't
Oh, hold on. These Lings are pretty softened up. He might actually be okay. And this counterattack here from sOrry, let's see what he's got. He needs to regroup before he attacks in. Oh, he doesn't have enough. Excuse me.
No, he definitely doesn't. Like,
oh, wait a minute.
He gets that, but the mutas are coming back, so I guess that's good. He has 4 medics with this. This is going to be a painful loss when this all goes down. Nice micro. Ooh, those Lings in the side of the main!
He needs to turn him into Banelings, Artosis. Yeah. I've seen this before, okay?
I have too, yeah.
I've casted a lot of StarCraft. I know what to do now.
Imagine how strong that would be. We had even scans of the very common third base locations for Zerg in these spots. I'm still surprised he didn't kill that turret in the main, but sOrry has just put out a beautiful series so far. He's playing just so crisply, and I feel like SOMA's a little bit off.
Okay, I feel like both these guys are actually a little bit off. So this is the Terran's dream right now.
Oh my God.
Everything is so low. Now, I think 3 sunks will just barely, even though there's 4 medics, you know, it's not always a game of math in that situation. It's like, can the medics sync with the exact right Marines to heal them? But I feel like at this point in time, SOMA's hemorrhaging so much.
Yeah. His Mutalist micro is terrible tonight compared to how he usually plays.
I think he's nervous.
Yeah. Yeah, I think that this might be one of those really sad stories where we have a player that everyone knows is one of the best that can't do anything. I don't want to jump ahead of myself, but every time I'm seeing him play in the big tournaments, KSL and ASL, I'm like, look at this Mutalist harassment against those turrets. I mean, you give those mutas and this turret setup to like any top-level Zerg, and they are going to control it way better than what he's done. You know, he's like moving them too quickly. Oops.
We've all been there.
Yeah. But yeah, SOMA is not having the best day right now.
There's like 4 mutas in there with 1 HP.
Yeah.
Normally the muta clumps are very good because each Marine will target a different muta, but when you have that many at low HP, they're all going to die at once. It's like really funny.
Yeah, you attack move against this type of thing sometimes. Okay, there we go. Okay, he's starting to hit it a little bit. His micro a little bit better. Okay. We don't just hear mutas dying nonstop, so that's a change.
Unfortunately, he's now going to go through the main. Is there enough turrets where this gets just stuck? Oh, God.
Oh, man.
I'm actually surprised that many mutas in the group stayed alive. It's pretty impressive. The problem is that you can't get out of here without eating damage.
Oh, my God.
GG.
Well, sOrry crushing face so far.
Yeah.
Exciting to see him playing so well, but he's nailing it. His builds are on point. His defensive timings are just so crisp. Good, solid play.
I think this is going to be a 3-0. I think we're seeing our Zerg peter out.
Yeah, it feels that way right now. And
no TvT for you, Artosis. Take you and your garbage matchup and get out of here. All right?
Well, at least that means 4 Terran matches a day instead of 3. Right?
Oh, look at that.
I don't have to sit through any ZVPs.
I guess you could say the bunker is half full after all. Yeah, this sucks for Zerg. He's a very good player, but he does not perform well under pressure. You know, StarCraft 1 is the most storied esport of all time. And as long as we keep having tournaments like this, nothing's ever going to catch up to it. These are 2 players who are both very good, and think about this, sOrry's probably a player you haven't heard much of. This guy's been around forever, okay? He's really good, he's got enough experience, and he's very comfortable even in a setting of this much pressure.
Yeah, it seems to be. Like, he hasn't been in ASL or KSL yet. He's always someone that's at the qualifiers but doesn't quite make it.
Yeah.
But continues to come up, and he's playing very well tonight.
We're going to go to a commercial. When we come back, it's sOrry versus SOMA, Game 3 Right now, sOrry with a 2-0 lead. What's up, everybody? We're back, and this time we put the Reaver on top of the Zergling.
That's right, instead of on top of Tasteless.
That's right. Looks better on his head.
Yeah.
Better his head than my head. We're having very short games with these two. I thought this was going to be, first of all, a series where Zerg would dominate, and based off the skill of the player, of course.
Yeah.
And I thought the games would be longer, but we're actually having a lot of very straightforward muted tech from the Zerg, where the Zerg is either out of position or is engaging in the wrong way. And so far, Terran is up 2-0.
Well, sOrry is smashing right now. He's playing really, really well. He's got good builds, great execution, and SOMA's not playing well.
Yes.
Like I mentioned before, it's when he made it to ASL, he played below his level, and now he's here in KSL. And even though sOrry's playing well, just looking at the mutalist control, you can tell crisp mutalist control from non-crisp. And this is non-crisp. It seems like he's choking a little bit.
And I think some of this comes down to nerves. I really do.
It seems there's no other reason.
It's not that he's a bad player, because we've seen him play so well before, but it is kind of weird being in a big studio environment with people who are so experienced at big studio environments. You know, most esports are pretty new, especially compared to StarCraft 1, which is the oldest esport. And so you end up in a position like this where somebody's really comfortable playing live and the other person is very out of their element. And I think that's being expressed pretty heavily here today.
I hope it's something that SOMA can get over after some time. But historically, there are just some players that are actually amongst the best in the world in practice games or in situations that aren't live, like at home playing tournaments or something, that never can translate that. I hope he doesn't become one. Who comes to your mind when you think of the term for it is a practice bonjour, where it's like, oh no, in practice this guy should be a champion, can't ever do it on TV.
There's a lot of players. I mean, this is. Oh, hold on, we're going to start this game. So we're going to hop into it right now. But you guys get the idea. The fact of the matter is that you can be, like you were saying, a practice bonjour where you kill everybody online, but suddenly you're not at your PC at home or in the team house, totally out of your element. Now, to go to map number 3, it's going to be on Circuit Breakers. This is a big macro map, but will we have a macro game? So far, we haven't had anything like that from this Zerg player here. Terran just pushes out, waits for the Zerg to make a mistake with mutas, and wins the game.
Yeah. Circuit Breakers is a very comfortable map for bioplay in TvZ. It's really easy to fit all your buildings everywhere. We were talking about how it's just a good map to kind of practice macroing on. Easy turret placements, easy building placements. You'd be surprised what a big difference that actually makes, everybody. But yeah, I feel like if he was going to win on any of these maps, this is the most likely one.
I agree. I think this is his chance to finally prove himself. Again, SOMA, he did that Ling Rush early on. I'm back.
Great.
They got me.
You saw that mineral coming down. You were just scared.
Yeah. Okay. It's on. Bottom right, Zerg. Bottom left, Terran. Come on, Zerg. You can do this.
I hope he fights back and shows
Great
some
games for his
plays.
fans.
Well, I want to see something that isn't just weak mutalist micro into losing, you know? Like, honestly, his mutalist micro is really fantastic, and if he can't show that, that's kind of the crux of this matchup.
I got a question for you. What is the most nervous or out of your element or anxious you've ever been in a competitive match in StarCraft?
Like, you mean like choking-wise? You mean just how I felt?
Psychologically, physiologically, where you just were unable to get in the zone. Maybe you felt anxiety. Maybe you couldn't concentrate.
I would say, well, this is an 8-Rex, by the way, so
yeah.
a bit of a rush. But
I thought we were going to have something much more
in retrospect, I can look at it.
Yeah.
Because I wasn't as cognizant of my own brain back when I played in that kind of professional-ish
It's hard to be in
scene.
your young 20s, actually. It's
Yeah.
kind of crazy what happens. Like, now that we're in our 30s, I feel so much more aware of my own thoughts.
Yeah, definitely. And nowadays, I can really spot it very easily. Like, I can tell when my heart rate is rising and stuff. Like,
yeah.
it did at Corrupted Cup, which was kind of interesting. And
you had your heart rate increase? Did it
yeah,
kind of cloud your thoughts?
It was funny because I had to play poorly to finish out my game against Lancer X because I was too shaking. I was shaking too heavily.
Too much adrenaline?
From too much adrenaline,
Wow.
that's right. But I guess I was really off my game. In the 2005, you know that video that has myself, you, and Day9?
Right.
That's the worst I ever played compared to my actual skill level anywhere.
But you were also the feature of that documentary. Me and Day9 were sort of in the background.
Yeah,
although we were in the documentary, we weren't the focus of it.
Yeah, definitely.
That must have distracted you, right?
There was a lot of pressure from that, but it was more pressure from myself. Because I knew I should be making it to Singapore that year. But anyways.
I think the worst I ever played was when I had to cast and play in Las Vegas when I started becoming a caster, and I had to rehearse early on in the morning and then try to play my games, and that's when I died to LZ Gamer. But just totally not in the element, totally anxious, not focused. I died to LZ Gamer and you, actually. But yeah, I just couldn't pull it together. It is interesting to see what kind of factor or how that factors out in an important game, though, psychology. And I think we're seeing that from our Zerg player here now. Now, in this game, Terran went for a quick barracks on the low ground, but Zerg went for a quick pool and gas into another hatchery.
Yeah, and sOrry's not stopping there. He actually just added a second barracks. So it seems like it'll be one base play that he's trying to make look like it's two base play.
Yeah. And,
unless that's a command center that's on the high ground, which wouldn't make any sense.
No, I think you're right. I think it's a second barracks, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
So,
based on these spawn positions, that it's kind of smart and makes sense. Because the Overlord can't really get over to the location to see if you have a command. So anyways, he's pressuring right now. He's trying to force lings out of his opponent or anything like that he can.
Okay, so if he can cover this SCV...
Ooh!
Okay, now notice how he's targeting each individual ling. This is very important. Oh my god! He gets 2 in.
Wow. Well, even getting those 2 in is amazing. Look how many lings he's forced. He killed that drone there. This is so successful. And now he's doing just a 1 base, 2 barracks play.
Yeah.
Which against this is amazing. Again.
Now, if he can just target down the weaker ling and just micro these Marines right, I think we're getting closer to closer here.
Oh,
sOrry
man.
just is playing such a great game here. Oh my god, a third one gets in, and that means...
I think theoretically he can save the hatchery here.
Yeah, well, I mean...
But this situation is so good for sOrry and so terrible for SOMA.
Yeah. Well, he's even got a wall in, so you can't counter with speedlings. And he's actually going to set this up so that he doesn't expand. Instead, it's going to be where he wants to do follow-up pressure.
And look at this. The wall is far enough forward, and he's got all those Marines up there. It's going to be really hard to identify that this is just, a 2-base build.
Yeah.
Or a 1-base build, rather, sorry. The Marine count is fishy, though. I think you might be able to kind of get an inkling of what's going on from that Marine count, because that is a lot of Marines to have after already having spent, like, 7 Marines or 8 Marines.
Yeah. Well, one thing that's very important, too, Zerg didn't get the second gas up. You were going for 2 HMU to play. It's hard to keep getting more and more and more mutas coming out on 1 gas.
Yeah. He'll be able to get that first 6 relatively easily, but you're already going to have stim. You're already going to have medics out. Going to have to keep the pressure on. See, he's hiding the medics right now. He's going to want to move out immediately and go right across. I think he's going to kill him with this.
This push here, I think you're right.
All right, Soma, let's see what you got.
Now, remember that the muta control was not great. Oh, my God, he's got 2 fire bats. He's so good. So good. Here comes that second gas now. Now, a ling muta surround can
Yeah.
Can make this work. One stray Marine. I don't think Stim's done just yet.
Yeah, should be finishing any time. He's sending out the rest of his units now as a reinforcement.
Does he want to back up and try to catch these Lings and regroup? No, he wants to instead try to dive in here.
Now, don't forget, he doesn't have range, just Stim right now.
Right, and so
a little bit
a
harder
good angle for the Mutas can do a lot of damage.
He's trying to buy a little bit of time to get the rest of his units up, but Soma actually jumping upon this.
Yeah.
Wow, very well done. Very well done.
And now it's just these 3 Marines. Now these 2 Firebats are going to come in here and try to get as many drone kills as possible.
Yeah, he's splitting them up, but look at that. The drones run from the natural while the Mutas chase the Firebat into the main.
Good catch.
This was a perfect defense. That's the Soma I came to see today.
I was hoping sOrry was actually going to back up when he got close to the natural and regroup. I think that would have been the best play. You know the Mutas, you know where they are.
Yeah.
You know they're on the right. You can just get close enough, because now I think Soma's got a real shot in this game.
Oh, I think he's won the game. Like,
yeah.
Yeah, look at this. He's actually trying to be a sneaky snake. That's actually something he does with his one base play. That's how he ended up killing Eon Zerg, was running around with some extra and counterattacking when the Mutas hit his base. But this is, like, what are you doing here,
I
sOrry?
thought Terran was going to win this, but yeah, sOrry just didn't. Oh, look at that. He's going to get a Queen's Nest here. He's just going to go for Greater Spire and just put him above the high
probably.
ground. And
Yeah, why not?
How funny.
I feel like he can do just about anything, but that would be a perfect play there, right? You're not going to... Unless he were to just randomly go into range Goliaths from here, there would be no real counter. You're just never going to have enough irradiates. And you generally go irradiate when you're on one base.
Okay, so the Mutas continuing to take swipes here and there. Yeah, I'm glad to see that the Zerg is probably going to come back and win this game. I just don't... I still do worry for our Zerg, though, in a more normal game, right? This is sort of the Terran overextending. You get one good engage, and this is why we don't see one base play very often.
Yeah.
From the Terran side of things, is that it's very unforgiving. You know, usually all defenses for basic one base play are mapped out on all sides.
Pretty much. It's just really hard to do much after you lose a few units because your production is so low. There's not that many variables going on. Still trying to hold here. Loses his barracks, so you can see the type of damage that's going down. I mean, eventually he'll even kill the turret via glaive bounces.
Yeah, that's the funny thing about glaives is that, you know, it's easy to forget that they have the glaives, but, all right, GG. Not if you're sOrry, it's not easy to forget.
No.
All right, so we got to win.
All right, so that looked a lot more like Soma. He had some good micro there. I think this victory is going to go a long way for his mentality.
I hope so.
And, yeah, it was overall a very good hold. So maybe now he can kind of pick himself up, get this together.
I hope so.
Yeah.
Thing is that was almost a style in play from sOrry, right? That's the great way to close out an entire series is...
Yeah,
by then you're just dunking on him. The thing is that you could just go back and play a macro game, and I don't see an indication that SOMA is ready for a game that goes up to 3 bases Artoses.
Well, so far today, he has some pens, so
yeah.
You could be right about that. Our next map going to be Overwatch.
Yes.
So this is another map where we see a lot of Goliath builds based on the fact that he didn't do it on Neo Sylphid. I don't know that he's going to do it here. I think he's going to stay on the bio play. It's been working well for him.
Well, let's see. It's a one-on-one map. Terran might try to do some kind of proxy racks. I think Zerg doesn't have a whole lot of aggressive options that are map-specific here.
Yeah.
Unless you really were to just, 5-pull, but I don't think that's very good at all.
Yeah, in Overwatch, sometimes you'll see a 4-pull because Terrans like to wall.
Yeah.
Because there's the Ling-tight walls on both sides. The Marine pops out on the inside. So it's like, if you wall in, you can literally defend everything with one Marine and do whatever you want.
Right. Okay, guys, it's time to go into Game 4. This is sOrry versus SOMA. Continuing on. Okay, we've got SOMA here in the upper left and sOrry in the bottom right. And we now wait and try to see what builds they're going to do here. We have yet to have any TvZ develop into a macro game. It's been a lot of skirmishes, a lot of back and forths early on, and then somebody comes out on top. In this case, it's been sOrry more often than SOMA.
Yeah. But I'm actually starting to gain a little bit of confidence in SOMA again after that victory, because that's one where your brain could go haywire a little bit. And
sure,
sOrry gave himself some opportunities there. They just didn't come through. I feel like if SOMA takes it a little bit slower, the thing is you have to be careful taking it slow with 2-hatch play, and 2-hatch play is what you want on Overwatch. But yeah, if he takes it a little bit slower, I can see him still taking the series down, you know? Just kind of bring the game a little bit longer.
I expect sOrry to just expand and go for Medic Marine.
Yeah.
M&M.
Yeah, I would say so. Definitely think so. Doesn't even wall in on this map. I like sOrry. The more I'm watching, the more I like him.
Yeah, I thought he was going to underperform today, but he actually looks really good. And I think that build he chose to do in the last game was good. He actually got the initial part that gave him the edge. He got that going for him. He just, I think, maybe pushed a little bit too early and was too ready to close this out. A little bit of overconfidence almost, but I think that actually stemmed from the results in game 1 and 2.
Sure. All right, now we wait to see exactly what builds they want to do. What are their timings here? Some drone micro going down. Just being annoying, harassing the SCV a bit. I don't know that there is too much need of this.
Right. Oh, he needs to get that drone out of there.
Yeah, he does.
Ah! It's not going to get out now.
He's got 6 health. They heal Tasteless.
They heal? What?
They heal. I know, it's wild.
All right, so sOrry's going to go for a quick command center here on the low ground. Is he? Yes, he is.
Yeah. Anytime you see the barracks with no gas, it's going to be that quick command center, unless there's a second barracks very quickly.
I thought he was doing a tactical mineral mine over there to then send it back. By the way, SOMA is going to go for 3-hatch play.
Yeah.
This hatch is going to be over here in the upper right, and it is very obvious, I think, that he's doing that.
Yes.
You know, it's hard for Zerg to hide something in the very initial opening if there's an SCV in the only spot where there is creep. Because even though you don't see the hatchery, you also don't see an extractor right away, and you don't see...
Yeah.
You see when the pool is going to finish, and, you know, there's a rhythm and a rhyme to how Zerg have to output structures. So he knows there's a third hatch hidden somewhere on the map.
Especially when you have the game clock that we have nowadays in StarCraft Remastered, because that wasn't part of the original StarCraft. I think it's a great add, though. Oh, look at this one Marine.
Is it going to get the drone, though?
That Marine's amazing. I can't believe he just got a drone with that.
It's a pretty big deal to kill a Zerg drone off early on. You can see they don't have a lot of workers. Zerg operate in a very different way from Protoss and Terran. Protoss and Terran are incrementing workers out constantly. That's why you see so many workers just sucking up resources at both the main and the natural, and it only gets bigger and bigger as the game goes on, where Zerg get a very specific number of drones and then halt that, make attacking units, stop that, go back to workers. It's a back and forth here. So taking out that drone early on is a big deal.
Scouts up, sees that hatchery, backs away immediately, not wanting the hatchery to see that he saw him. That's actually important as well. The SCV's caught it, so he knows that, you know, now realizes that it is in the top right. But that is, like, this is a pretty good situation for sOrry. There's still play here for SOMA. I'm really interested to see if he goes Lurker first. I think that would be a good play here because he has been scouted. Because what you do to counter this, if you go 3-hatch, but one of them's at a third base, what Terran should be doing is 2 barracks, get the academy out, and get on the map, and make sure there's a fire bat in your army. Because the best way to counter that is to have a lot of speedlings. You see he's making a lot of lings right now. This is so that you have... Like, sometimes they'll move out and try to kill the third, or force Sunkens in the natural, or whatever, anything like that, right? But if you surround that first army and kill it, and you have your 3 bases, you are so far ahead of Zerg.
Now these lings are coming forward here. Good SCV pull. Looks like he should lose, not even 1 ling so far. And this is like such perfect placement.
really good. But look, he's got that fire bat already. He's got a bunker up, so he's very, very safe. I'm sure that there's another fire bat and medic coming out. And I think actually what you do is you move out with all that while building 2 more fire bats.
Yeah.
And you are completely safe. And you have a force which Sunkens must be made against at both locations.
Yeah, and when you force Sunkens at both locations, that's a lot of drones that are, again, lost in a matchup where you don't have very many workers early on. Zerg is, in a lot of ways, in the early game of ZVT, kind of held together by duct tape.
Yeah.
You know, they're strong in their attack ability. Their economy moves very quickly and grows very fast, but if they take a hit anywhere, things fall apart pretty fast.
Oh my God, he catches a medic.
Wow.
That's really awesome.
Of all the things to catch, too.
Yeah, that's the most valuable unit in that army. Okay, so already he's forced a couple Sunkens just by dint of having a fire bat in his army. See, this is good micro from SOMA. SOMA is really, he's stepping it up a notch. He's playing a nice game. You see that sOrry is getting into his +1 as quickly as possible, going up to 5 barracks. This has gained a bit of popularity. 2 racks into 5 racks play. Just keeping lots of pressure on your opponent. More and more Lings popping out. SOMA just needs to make sure he does not die on any of these bases.
Right.
I'm liking where SOMA's at. This is looking pretty good, man.
Yeah, no, I think this is the game we were kind of waiting for here. We were anticipating a game like this really in Game 1, but here we are in Game 4. If SOMA makes any more mistakes, he is going to be eliminated, at least in this phase, with sOrry being the victor. But yeah, this is the kind of game I wanted to see here. A more classic ZVT. And the mutas are now out. So now let's see how SOMA's muta control is in this game, because he's had a couple flubs here.
Yeah, yeah. He needs to whittle down that army, I think.
Okay. Lings are, in some ways, as important as the mutas, because you need them together as a team to take on this army in the middle of the map, especially as we're entering the 5 racks play here.
All right, let's see where he goes. Okay, it looks like he wants to dog the army, maybe? Is he going to dart in at all and see what's going on? Because with this 5 racks play that we're seeing, I feel like if SOMA can scout exactly what's going on build order-wise from sOrry, or figure it out by the amount of Marines coming out. Oh my God, look at this micro.
Yeah, he should have probably run onto the bridge, but here comes some more reinforcements. Looks like only 1 Marine from that initial group actually manages to survive. You know, it's very difficult to move medic Marine like this. The medics tend to follow the injured Marines and heal them. The Marines bump into each other. Each Marine, even though it can be healed and it's a very powerful unit when in groups when stimmed, it also, yeah, see, that's great. That's how you want to do it. You want to preempt it and try to dive into the mutas as they come towards you.
Yeah, you actually want to mirror their movement. When they run from you, run from them. When they run towards you, run towards them. So he is moving up north. It looks like lurkers are going to be the weapon of choice here, which is obviously great against this tech. His starports are so late that as soon as lurkers are out, nothing is breakable, and sOrry needs to think about double expanding.
Terran continues to move up.
Oh, this is SOMA's playing real well right now, man.
Yeah,
real well. Look at this.
But
the needless movement's really good.
I will say sOrry's being very patient. He does tend to lose that initial Marine clump coming out on the map. I know there is some reason towards that, but you know, he's continuing to advance here. It seems like he wants to try to put pressure onto the natural here, and he might have an opportunity to do a very strong blow here. Hold on. Now these mutas are just flying right into this.
Oh, SOMA is choosing all the best places right now to actually engage. His lurkers, though, are they too late? Only 2 Sunkens. That's an easy clear.
Yeah, that's right. And now we have the lurkers morphing, but reinforcements are coming in. Now just 1 sunken colony. The lurkers are not out yet.
Oh my God, are these mutas actually going to save him? I think they are. Those lurkers are going to hatch in just a moment here. He's picked off just about all of the Marines. More Marines are coming up, but they are not going to be able to break that before the lurkers burrow.
Yeah, he needs to back out. Now, 4 lurkers, there's no way in hell you're going to get close to getting in there. But SOMA actually going for a dive here. 1 lurker does get taken out, and the rest of this army is going to get cleaned up.
Oh, wrecked, tasteless. This was beautiful from SOMA. Now, these 2 games, these are what we wanted to see. And I'm so happy to see them as well. I feel really bad when we have such a high-level player if they just keep choking. And choke he did in games 1 and 2, but he is playing beautifully right now. He is doing absolutely everything correctly. He's got his 3 bases up very solidly. His Muta's bought him all the time in the universe. He has Lurkers. He has Defiler Tech. He's going into a 2nd Evolution Chamber and Ultralisks. That's exactly what you want here. And sOrry, okay, I think this is not a bad choice. In this situation, either you got to expand a couple times or you have to basically go all in as Terran. And he is basically going all in. He's adding 2 barracks. This is as much as you can really support. 2 starports and 7 Raxes, as well as your 2 engineering bays. That's about it. So he just needs to keep the pressure on. If SOMA were to get a 4th base, let's say, that's it.
It seems like SOMA doesn't have plans right away to take a 4th, though. He threw down the Ultralisk Cavern. He's, well, I say he wasn't planning to, but there's a drone clearly headed over there to take a 4th, so I'll correct myself right there. But getting an Ultralisk Cavern this quickly means that he's actually, in some sense, looking for a fight. A lot of times you see the Ultra Cavern thrown down after the 4th is taken, because you need 4 gases to really easily support Ultras. But any Ultra he loses is a huge deal.
Yeah, if you play very defensively with your Defiler Lurker, like if you're not having to create Defilers and Lurkers, then 3 gas can be enough for Ultras. You know? Like, so, yeah, we'll see. If you start attacking with the Lurker Defiler, and you're trying to go Ultra on 3 gas, that's where I gotta really question what you're doing.
Okay, so 2 vessels out now. Let's watch and see where the Irradiates land. Because in this phase, you know, Terran is, we can see the 3rd's gonna be taken, but for right now, oh my God, he cannot afford. Okay, he does get the 1 Irradiate off though. Very big deal. He has not split this out of the group yet. The Mutas are softened up.
Yeah, only a few left, too.
Yes. I'm sorry, was that 2 Irradiates or 1?
That was 2.
Okay, he did get 2 off, all right.
He actually pulled both of them out at the same time.
Yeah, it was
actually
like a little bit misleading as far as what was happening graphically on the screen there.
Okay, SOMA has actually taken a 4th up in the normal 3rd location at 12 o'clock. sOrry needs to go and get that right now.
Okay, this is some pretty drastic play here.
Yeah.
We've seen 2 dropship play. Instead of getting 4 more science vessels, he got 4 dropships.
Yeah.
And so...
Well, this is what I was talking about. He's kind of all in right now.
Yeah.
You know, he realized after losing that first group, that first big group on the sunken bus that didn't work, you have to do something drastic, and this is drastic as can be.
This might work. He's going to go right into the main.
Oh, my God. Yeah, this is smart. Look at this. He's pressuring the front. Everything's at the front right now.
Okay, now we have the Scourge coming in here, but he doesn't actually see it.
Oh, my God. A huge drop going down. One of the dropships gets picked off, but this is a gigantic amount of Marine Medic.
Yeah, that's right. He comes in here. He's immediately going to kill the Defiler Mound. 1 Dark Swarm goes down, but not enough time to save that Defiler Mound. It goes down. Now the Spire is going to be targeted. That goes down as well.
Oh, huge amounts of damage going down. Defiler and Lurkers down there.
1 Ultra spawns here. There's so much, though. Yeah. Okay, he's targeting that down. Again, remember, every unit counts. He does take out the Lurker and the other Lurker, and the Ultra goes down as well.
Just an awesome play by sOrry, though. He got really important tech, some of the units. Now, oh my God, the Lurkers aren't here anymore.
Yeah, I don't know how they...
Oh, he must use them to, like, flank or something?
Or maybe they got killed off. I actually do not know.
Yeah. Not sure, but
oh my
guess what? If he kills this base, well, I guess the Ultra's here, so probably not going to happen.
If he can get really good positioning, maybe.
Well, that is an Ultralisk, though, Tasteless.
Yes. Go behind the minerals.
He's only got 12 supply of Terran units there.
Okay, he drops over here, and he get behind this.
Oh, my God.
Did he actually get behind the minerals?
This is amazing. He is doing so much damage everywhere at once right now. sOrry, so clutch this game.
Okay, he's going to send that back, but he has some push potential here. He did so much damage to SOMA.
SOMA, though,
retains
4 bases.
Yeah, that's very important.
So he's got 4 bases and 6 hatches.
Artie, we need to see that Defiler Mound remade, though. Or maybe not. Maybe he wants to go for just Ling Ultra. Is that what
I think you stay Ling Ultra here.
Wow, okay.
He's going to have that 4th carapace pretty soon. Really any time now.
He still has a Defiler. We saw that Dark Swarm come down here.
Yeah, yeah.
I think it might be better to actually go for D-Matrix here, but...
Good irradiates, though. It gets a lot of the Ultras there, dealing quite a bit of damage. Now, it looks like SOMA is starting to break this 3rd base area a little bit.
Yeah, SOMA's going to drive these SCVs out, but I think he could come in here with enough Marine Medic. Maybe not, man. There's so many Ultras out here.
Yeah.
What a funny game.
I bet you
this
has
has
4K pace now as well.
Yeah, he must.
That should have been finished.
They're not
right
clicking
about
on the Ultra to show us, but seems like it. It seems like these units are just not dying.
Well, he's done a lot of damage here. He's keeping him back. This feels like a SOMA victory right now.
Yeah, it seems like it.
When you see the supply differential like this, it starts going real well for Zerg. Oh, he doesn't actually have the 4th carapace.
Wow, okay.
But still, you know, there's a decent amount of vessels. There's just not that many Marines. You really need like 3-4 groups of Marines against this type of thing.
Yeah. He needs to find them where that other Defiler is. He has the vessels. He can go kill it. Then it's no more Dark Swarm. That's a huge improvement here.
Yeah, that would be.
And here's the other thing, Artosis, just to point out, you can send those vessels out and do the Eraser because there's, what? No Spire?
That's
no
true.
Scourge? You can actually
That's
just go over there, but never mind. GG.
All right. Gonna go to game 5.
Cool.
And I tell you what, we were really pretty sure it was gonna be a 3-0.
Yeah, I know I was.
Yeah, but SOMA is playing like SOMA plays now. And after that 2-0, I'm feeling pretty confident in him.
I'm digging it. I'll take it. Give me game 5. This series has been so back and forth, so dramatic. By the way, imagine that Scourge had not connected with the dropship. Just a few extra infantry might have bought him more time in the main to allow the game to snowball.
Yeah.
So much happening back there. But hey, we finally got to see a classic ZVT with Hive Tech at play, with vessels out.
Oh, it was a great game on both sides. I think that SOMA, though, showing his type of strength, suddenly it's looking like maybe we will have a professional TvT played this year.
Yeah.
Okay.
So it's going to go to the final map, which will be on Fighting Spirit.
Ooh. Okay, I'm kind of excited. Well, I think we have to go to commercial break first, but what I really want to see is what the spawn locations are there, because it makes quite a difference for a 2-hatch player.
Especially on that map.
Yeah.
Of all maps. We're going to go to a quick break. When we come back, sOrry versus SOMA, the final game between these two, will be up next. What's up, everybody? Welcome back to KSL. We're going to go to game number 5 here and see if our Terran player or our Zerg player wins.
Yes, indeed. It's been a pretty interesting series. sOrry has been playing some very nice games, and SOMA at first wasn't playing well, and now he's playing well. So he's coming back, and I guess we just get to see which SOMA we get in game 5.
Well, I think he's going to play better and better. You know, he started out so bumpy. He looks so nervous. And, I mean, everybody's lost games like that where you're just not attacking in the right spot. Your control isn't very well. And I think, generally speaking, we see players fall apart when they're nervous with the control first.
Yes,
but
definitely.
Game 3, he seemed to kind of stabilize. sOrry could have possibly taken the whole thing, but one really good engage allowed SOMA to get back into it. And then in Game 4, we finally got to have a macro game. We had a real TvZ with Hive Tech and Defilers and Ultras, and SOMA killed it.
Yeah.
And so I think in Fighting Spirit, there's a very high chance SOMA can take this.
Definitely would agree with that, but, you know, it's a pretty comfortable map for Terran as well, so maybe sOrry can bust out just a very strong game. I think spawning positions are definitely going to have something to do with this. There's various locations. Well, obviously, like how you spawn in relation to your opponent.
Right.
Like if it's cross, you know, diagonally cross spawns, then it's going to be harder to harass them. So
let's go into that game now. Our players are both in the lobby here. Again, Fighting Spirit, I mean, this is the everyman map. Anybody who's been playing any StarCraft 1 in the last, I don't know, 13 years has been playing games on Fighting Spirit, so this is a map that has been tried, it has been tested, it has been explored, it has been mastered. Now we're going to see who truly can come out on top. SOMA or sOrry? Why am I saying it like I'm Canadian? I'm like, sOrry.
Yeah, as soon as you said that, it came to mind.
Sorry. There we go. Saying it like an American.
It's a boot time.
Yeah, man, let's jump into this. One of these two is going to be the victor. That'd be very exciting for SOMA. Okay, both our players spawning at the bottom. Terran in the bottom right, Zerg in the bottom left.
Yeah, this is not the spawn you're looking for as SOMA. You'd prefer that their natural be pointed towards your base. You notice that the natural of sOrry is actually above him in the bottom right.
Right.
If the natural is pointed towards you, like let's pretend blue here, if you look at that mini-map in the bottom left, let's pretend blue is Terran and red is Zerg. The mutas can rally to above the ledge of the natural and keep harassment on. Also, bottom left happens to be the worst spot for turret placement. So if the spots were reversed, I would say, wow, big advantage SOMA here. I feel like sOrry is going to be very comfortable with these spots.
I think so. Which will be nice for him coming into this. Again, we don't know what builds are going to be used just yet, but as far as themes go, it seems like SOMA always goes for mutas no matter what. With lings or without lings early on, and then sOrry likes to go into a expand game, generally speaking, and not go for mech, but go for bio.
Looks like he's actually walling at the top of his ramp. I wonder.
That's unusual.
This makes me think we might see something silly like 2-port Wraith on one base.
Well, we were talking about one base play before this series started. We didn't have a lot to glean from these guys. They're not the most played players.
This is going to be command center first with a wall at the top of the ramp.
Oh, I see. Okay.
Yeah, that's exactly what it is as we reach 12 supply. Yeah, that makes much more sense. The bottom right is known for being very easy to wall because of those weird bones. See those bones?
On the left? Yeah. Are they bones? Yeah, they're bones.
They're bones.
There's so many bones inside here. They need to clean up the bones in the bottom right spawn. Lots of bones in there. Lots of things died up there. Hopefully they didn't die going for a quick command center.
No. Well, he's not going to die here for sure because it's not pool first. If it was, he'd actually still be all right because he's walling at the top of his ramp.
Right.
But sOrry doing a greedy opener that is quite a strong one as well. So good on him. All right. Very cool.
And this should parlay itself into Medic Marine tech here.
Yeah, I would imagine. You can technically tech up into like a Goliath build or something from here. But sOrry, the
I
fact
think we
that
would
he
have seen that already, though.
Yes, absolutely. What I was going to say. Sylphid and Overwatch, if you don't see it on those two maps, it just means that sOrry's not into the build right now.
Yeah.
And it has lost some power lately. Zergs have gotten much better against it, so it makes sense.
It's always important that you're on top of, what builds to use. Oh, that's cool. He gets another barracks here, too. Is that how you do it every time?
Yes. If you go command center first, the way that I like to describe it, you know how, like, 5 racks plus 1, you get the quick eBay?
Right.
And then with 2 racks, you get the quick academy with 2 racks.
Right.
Okay? With command center first, you get both. You get 2 racks, quick eBay, and quick academy. So you actually are getting quick upgrades and a lot of units and your stim upgrade quickly. And, it's such a strong economic build. There you go.
Yeah.
Obviously, he has to float it down, so it's like 1 SCV short of as good as it would be. If you built on location, but that becomes really risky, and why do that here?
Now, it seems like SOMA's probably going to be very passive here. I mean, there's really no reason to try to do anything too crazy aggressive. We have 2 lings coming here. That's not going to do much of anything. Wow, looks like he...
What?
Yeah, I thought one of those Marines was going to be killed for sure, but I guess not.
Yeah, crazy. SCV did the little alley-oop. All right, brings more SCVs down to block here. SOMA really wants to get those if he can.
Why is there a drone going across the map? That has to just be a mistake.
He's microing heavily, and the rally just sent it. Okay, he's going to have 2 Marines pop out, so he'll be all right here, but reducing this Marine count's actually quite good.
Yeah, the Lings are very expendable. The Marines, you really do need them to get up in high numbers. By the way, that drone is going to turn around. That's a lot of lost mining, by the way.
Yeah.
Not having that there. Here comes that Spire, so once again, 2-hatch play here from the Zerg.
But we have sOrry, he's kind of stabilizing everything right now, so no big problem. Lost a little bit of mining time. He had to build the bunker, maybe. I think he wanted the bunker then anyways. Yeah, this is annoying. We don't see the eBay yet. I thought we'd see it by now.
I think there's already been so much action here early on. By the way, Link's speed is done. He actually might keep making links.
I feel like he should because he's already seen the bunker.
I agree.
When you see the bunker, it's like, well,
there's another set of Lings coming out too, another pair. He shouldn't do this though. It would have been, I think, better spent with just a few drones. No, this is way too ambitious.
Okay. He was checking the ramp, thinking he might be able to get up there, but the 2 SCVs being held positioned. Very well done by sOrry. Very careful game. So
the scanner, at least one of them is about to finish. He'll be able to scan the main. He wants to confirm it's Mutas. He's guessing it probably is Mutas, but... Okay, and sOrry's really starting to stabilize.
Yeah, he's looking pretty strong, but am I missing something? That's the eBay building above his minerals right now.
Oh, in the main?
Yeah, so he really does need to be careful about getting those turrets up on time.
Yeah, this seems like this is a few seconds off. The Mutas should be hatching right now, so he needs to have turrets here like yesterday.
Yeah, it looks like he's going to have them just in time. So, good timing. All right. Some excellent play. Both sides looking good. Of course, SOMA's already taken his 3rd hatchery. It'll be interesting to see what he wants to do tech-wise here.
So here come the Mutas now. Now remember, we've seen really great control here by SOMA, and then sometimes really bad control. So it looks like the Mutas are going to try to come in now. And I got to say, those turrets did finish in time. Very good. You know, if the Mutas can get in there and do the initial damage, sometimes it just snowballs.
Oh, yes. That's what 2 actually is looking for.
Yeah.
If they get just a little bit, like if they get an area that doesn't have a turret and then you have to start spending Marines, because you kind of have to hit a critical mass of Marines where you actually punish the Mutas. 5, 6 Marines, it's like, well, you're damaging Mutas, but you're not actually doing much. Those are beautifully placed turrets, by the way. Notice there's no place he can actually hit here without getting hit. And it's early enough in the game, you don't want to commit on any turrets. Now, sOrry walking out. Nice, sizable chunk of Marine Medic.
And now we've got the 3rd gas up here. So the Mutas are going to be coming out in full force. Now, we've also seen sOrry constantly move out on the map with a small number of Marines and then lose them, and then sometimes lose control of the entire center of the map. Why is he going up there? Is he just blind
he right-clicked his SCVs. Yeah, wait, maybe he is. I think you're right.
He's like deciding there's a hatch up there, but there's not.
By the way, sometimes you go in really weird directions because Zerg doesn't have vision everywhere.
Oh, so you're trying to...
And if he loses track of where this is, it becomes very scary.
Right. Oh my gosh. Now this Overlord's going to be picked off.
Yeah, he's doing really well with this group.
Yeah, he's playing excellently.
SOMA will eventually clean this up.
Yeah, the Lings are going to come in. They can absorb a few extra shots and allow the Mutas to clean this up.
And that's a strong kill there for SOMA. But I feel like sOrry got enough done with that group that it's not the end of the world.
He's playing a little bit like, I was going to say like Shine was, where he just keeps massing up Mutas on blockchain. But he's actually going to go ahead and get a Queen's Nest here. Now, when you have 3 gases, a lot of times you want to tech it into Defiler Mound. We could also maybe see... Can we see Guardians on 3 bases, Artosis?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Wouldn't be surprised if that's what we're going to see, in fact. He's done a good job of reducing the Marine count a bit. You can see, actually, it's a little bit scary for sOrry. Look at those supplies. It's a really good supply for SOMA. He's got a healthy drone count. He's got a decent amount of Mutas, continuing to tech up. And he's keeping sOrry back for now.
Wow, just cleaning up these Marines over here. Beautifully done. And now Terran's kind of boxed in. Again, I think sOrry, I get the idea of trying to come out and control the map, but now Zerg has so much power here.
And knocking out some of these turrets coming back here. This is a...
Whoa, lifts the CC.
Yeah.
Just wants to make sure the Marines can run under there if they need to.
The amount of damage is insane right now. Look at this. He's killing so many SCVs.
So much playing the game he needed to play here. Now he can actually, once again, get out. He carved a little exit here. Oh my God, there's just not enough Marines here. And you know, there's turrets on the outside, but once you get inside the Terran's base, you can just give such a beatdown over here. It's so brutal.
Yeah, this position, if they get on your main minerals, it's very painful. And sOrry, suddenly very sorry that he lost those Marines in the top right. Just doesn't have enough to hold these off. Look at that, more Mutas coming in.
I think he's going to just flatten him here. We were talking about Guardians, and that could have been a possibility, but now he just has so much it doesn't matter. And I think that's going to be the killing blow here. You're on, yep, there is GG.
Well, that was well played by Soma once again. He got up to the 3 gas relatively quickly. That is a lot of mutas that are being made.
Yeah.
That's 9 mutas a minute on 3 gases. So you can just really, really produce, keep that pressure on your opponent. It was interesting because if Soma was tech switching, I feel like sOrry's moves make a lot more sense. I think he was, I'm not sure if he actually scanned the 3rd base. It was hard to see if he actually did or not.
Yeah.
But I think he was pretty sure that there was a 3rd base. He wasn't 100% sure if there was a tech switch incoming. He wanted to get out there and keep the pressure on. But losing that group of Marine Medic, actually, I feel like that, looking back on it, I think that was a back-breaking moment.
Crushing loss there for sOrry, who had so much. He was so close. I mean, in Game 3, he actually even executed his strategy right. He just didn't play correctly from there. And here we see Soma crawling back from the dead. So crazy, man. Really well done. Very exciting stuff.
Yeah. So, that means you get a ZVP tonight.
Hell yes. Hell yes. And wait a minute. Does that mean you get a
TvT?
TvT?
All right.
Ooh.
I'll take a TvT.
All right.
I mean, having 4 matches with Terran tonight would have been good too, but 3 with the TvT, that's what I get tomorrow.
I'll do
as
a
well.
TvT with you. We haven't casted that much TvT in the second half of 2019 here.
It's a rare matchup.
Yeah.
That's a rare matchup.
So, yeah. I mean, that's kind of crazy that what it looked like was going to be a very short ZVT here. Zerg totally managed to stabilize and come back. Took him about maybe, what, 35 minutes to get comfortable in his setting. He was losing. Then he finally got the victory he needed. He switched that timing attack around. And then we had a macro game and you know, a kind of standard way for Terran to lose in the early game. Soma wins.
Very well played by Soma. And it's just, again, it feels very good to see him playing well now.
Yeah.
Because there was then a stretch from ASL and then the first 2 games here where you got to start to consider, you know, is there something in his mind that's going wrong on these very pressure-filled stage matches?
Sometimes when you get a win like that, that's what you need.
Yes.
To then boost your confidence
Prove
and
to yourself.
eventually you get comfortable.
Yeah, exactly. And I think that now he is a little bit of a threat, although I look at that next match and Snow's PvZ has gotten so much better lately. I'm not feeling Soma necessarily taking him down. I think Snow is just too good.
Yeah. I mean, Snow has gotten so good at PvZ lately. You know, a lot of people were joking that he was kind of a one matchup wonder, but he's been kind of tweaking little parts of his builds and sanding down some of the edges of the other matchups. And now in PvZ, he looks like he can beat pretty much anybody.
Yeah, he really does.
And I think, you know, there's a lot of good Zergs out there, and Soma's one of them, but I don't think he can beat Snow. Not in a best of 5, because Snow is so comfortable.
Yeah, Snow is, I mean, he's someone that just can play on stage, like, amazingly well. He does not screw up. He does not falter. He does not panic. Whereas our other match, our TvT, sOrry against Sharp, I'm interested to see what sOrry's TvT looks like. I can't recall any recent TvTs I've seen of him, or any TvTs, really. Whereas Sharp, of course, is a very successful TvT player, has really knocked down matches with Last quite often.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think a lot of this is going to come down to how solid sOrry is in the early game of TvT, because I think that's where Sharp can get behind.
Well,
if you play a very mechanically straightforward match as sOrry and nail your build, you can get map control against Sharp almost always because he's not a vulture guy.
The thing about this group today is we have 2 players who are so disproportionately more accomplished than our other 2 players.
Yeah.
So I feel like the match we just had is in some ways the most interesting because you don't know who's going to take it. We thought it was going to be Soma, but it almost wasn't.
Yeah. Those are the ones that are not really accomplished. The first Star League for sOrry and only the second for Soma.
And then we saw here with, you know, Sharp versus Snow. Sharp's very good, but of course Snow is the greatest PvT of all time here in StarCraft 1.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I hope we have an upset here, but I think it's pretty unlikely. By the way, guys, we are on a, we're going to go to a short break, but when we come back, we have our 3rd best of 5. It'll be starting at exactly 7 p.m. KST, so whatever the hour is flat for you, whenever that time comes.
20 minutes.
20 minutes. And we're going to be going to that soon.
Yeah.
I think. Are we going to that now?
I would imagine.
Here we go. All right, guys. We'll be right back. Don't go away.